Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 82 of the Download Queue, coming at you September 14th, 2025. The year is coming to a close, and with the rate things have been going in the real world, Kyle, it feels like it's been a year since I've seen you. How are you going since last week?
Yeah, good. Yeah, you brought up the world. Now I'm like, yeah, it has been a week, hasn't it? Overall, though, and fun stuff. It's good. Can't complain too much. How about you? How's your week been?
Good, not bad, you know? It's the fall season.
Nice.
I just mentioned we're starting my Halloween stuff outside. Inflatables are up, decorations are up, lights are up. It's time to get spooky. And we're just close for Christmas, you know? I'd do without Halloween, but I'm just ready for it. Give me the snow, give me the Christmas. We got 3 months still, but
I am a Nightmare Before Christmas guy. I love the Halloween fall period way more, but into Christmas, I'm not down. I don't know. Christmas holiday, fully with what American culture is, a little too much. I don't care. Whatever. But there's that aesthetic, that Nightmare Before Christmas. I can get down with a little grungy Christmas.
it's the aesthetic. It's the feels. Gaming during the holidays when you have like days off. Well, I mean, you have a kid now. When you got like a stretch of days off in the holiday time, it just feels different. It hits different. Quiet outside. That's what I usually do. I do like a staycation. Usually, I take a week off. Don't go anywhere. I just like big game release I'm waiting for. So,
And what is that big game this year, though?
I haven't decided. I skipped last year, and I think the year before was Starfield. So it's been a minute.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That was
Hey, we'll
even
get into
September
games
episode.
later in
We'll
the
get
show.
into the
Yeah. Oh, that's the best part of winter, though. Time change, it gets dark earlier. California, whatever. It kind of gets cold. Like, we can still go out, but like, yeah, when you get snow on the ground, you stuck. That's great. I miss living in a place with snow every now and then. I don't want snow endless.
5 feet
You
every
know?
day.
And
Can't
then
leave
it's
my
ice.
house.
Like, snow, I think you might agree with this. Snow is like not the worst. Ice is the shit, right? It's when it ices and it's muddy and all shitty.
It's when it snows a little bit and then it melts because it's still warm and then it freezes and all that freezes. That's the worst.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
I'm
that's
an
what I was.
expert on-
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant and what I was explaining or what I was saying. Yeah, that's the worst part of snow. I mean, freshly snowing, coming down. You wake up and there's like 3 feet. You're like, hell yeah. But it's what comes after. And luckily, where I lived and when we had snow, dude, the amount of times it'd snow and then the sun would come out and it'd be gone, it'd be awesome. The amount of times it'd melt enough to freeze was so rare. So it wasn't that big of a thing.
It's so bad
I
here.
can only
'Cause,
imagine where you're at. Yeah.
with like the amounts, but then like with all the oil industry here, 90% of our townspeople from like down south Texas who like a quarter of an inch and they're deathly afraid. And it just, I think it was last year or something, we had like 30 some accidents in one day, like the first day of snowfall, just because no one knows.
Damn, that's crazy. Oof. And then that's the bad part of the weather too, is you get more of that stuff, accidents and just things. Well, welcome to our weekly weather podcast where we talk about the weather.
As always, each and every Sunday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here, twitch.tv/Badlands Backlogs. We are your weekly Sometimes Destiny podcast coming back this week. I'm doing I'm going to review for Dave the Diver, my guy. This has been my new obsession that we're taking a break from Grounded. I'm in love. It's an obsession. I need to stop, but I connect emotionally, you know? We got our first big Nintendo Direct since Switch 2, I would argue, the hour-long presentation also celebrating Mario's 40th anniversary, and more to talk about. If you are watching on twitch.tv/Badlands Backlogs, or on YouTube even, you could join in the conversation if you're watching live. Get your questions in, ask us questions, give us your opinions on stuff. I'll read them all. I got nothing else to do. But let's get started. I want to start with the Direct. The big one we were rumored about last week, people were talking about. The biggest one, again, that they've ever had outside of the Switch 2 Direct, which I think that was like a minute into. You muted when you do start talking. As expected, some of this was dedicated to Mario's 40th anniversary. Which is where I want to start. because they started off the presentation with this instead of ending, which I thought they were going to do. And again, I'm in a spot where I feel like they're not prepared to deal with what kind of stuff they're having. We got first tease for the next Mario Brothers movie, the sequel, which is going in a Super Mario Galaxy turn. Cool, excited. Skipping a lot of stuff in between there, but Galaxy's dope. New Mario Tennis game was announced, which cool. I know people would rather have baseball or any other sports game because we feel like we just get the alternating tennis and golf back and forth that we have for the past decade, it feels. Nothing else in between. Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 are coming to Switch 2. So if you bought the 3D All-Stars bundle, you could buy Galaxy again because weird Nintendo decisions. Or buy them individually for, I believe it's $40 digitally on the eShop when those drop on October 2nd. And then they capped it off with a new Yoshi game. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, which I have hope for. Looks adorable. I'm digging the art style. It reminds me of Woolly World, Crafted World, Kirby's Epic Yarn. That same sort of childish demeanor it has. You're going out exploring, photographing, cataloging creatures, plants, whatever it be. How far beyond that goes, we have no idea. It will be out in spring 2026. Do you feel like you're celebrating the 40th anniversary, Kyle?
They did say we're gonna celebrate like the year. And maybe I'm assuming or interjecting that, but I felt like they hinted at that or said that. It was like we're gonna celebrate the whole year of Mario. So I could see there being something later on. The moment they kind of said like this is the main event of the year is the Super Mario Galaxy movie, or at least of the direct. I forget the exact wording. I should have rewatched that part. I was like, oh, okay, like they're going all in on the movie. Are they going Galaxy 3? That kind of makes sense as well to jump off with the movie, but keep them somewhat separate. We'll see. Overall, I think the 40th was like, all right, I'm not a big Mario person. I'm not like, I didn't grow up with it. I didn't, outside of like seeing Mario around, right? But I don't hold a deep nostalgia for it. So I wasn't like expecting anything. I do think it's weird again. You can't buy Super Mario Galaxy on Switch right now, and if you happen to buy 3D All Stars, you don't have Galaxy 2, and the only way to get Galaxy 2 is to rebuy. Actually, they're separate. You can't buy them separately. That was something I was confused about. I saw people confused about before. It's a bundle thing, but you can. They're like $40 each. Weird pricing though. It's like, okay, good for you. They didn't do enough for me to be like, awesome. Like that's all. Like they really put an effort on these. It's just like, here is the port to the Switch, and you're like, all right, more of the same. The movie didn't even have that much. It was just like, there's the announcement. All right, we expected that. So
yeah, no, even new casting. I would be
disappointed if I cared. What was that? Sorry.
And so we didn't get even like any new casting announcements for the movie. It's just everyone who's in the first one back. No new characters, no nothing. Just
and then less people because like I don't think they did the Donkey Kong or not Joe Rogan.
That's right. Oh God.
Seth Rogen. So I was like, that even feels like less of an announcement. So kind of odd. Definitely feels like they didn't have a ton, but they did. I don't know. It was kind of weird, right?
It feels like a weird timing thing, right? Where like you look at the anniversary stuff and people wanting a new Mario something, and whether it be 2D, 3D game, 3D we're obviously not getting now because Bonanza's out and we know the team's same, whatever. Like even just a new 2D game and to not get really anything, it's kind of a weird thing of like, where is that team in regards to Switch 2 development? Because they're doing a DLC for Wonder, doing the expansion pass thing that they've done with the other games for DLC, which adds a new zone and everything. But it's weird to be like, hey, here's a birthday for this character that he's still around. We're throwing him in some sports, but other than that, tough shit. We'll see you later.
Yeah. I mean, when they say like we're gonna celebrate or kick off the 40th. It's like, yeah, what is actually doing that in the game sense outside of here's a bunch of Mario stuff and here's the movie? But dude, the movie made a ton of money, and I think they just see that as a huge opportunity and a celebration of Mario. So, you know, I can't wait to see Mario in the Galaxy floating around to Ariana Grande songs. The
Oh,
worst part
she's
of that
gonna
first
be
movie is the licensed music. Rosalina, is that what I saw someone?
she's gonna
some
be
creator,
Rosalina,
whoever
isn't
said-
she? Gross.
Yeah, I was just saying they're gonna put sponsor like licensed music in it.
That was my guess when they dropped it. It was like Galaxy. I'm like, oh shit, it's gonna be Margot Robbie, isn't it? And then I saw like multiple TikTok like fan castings about. I'm like, please stop willing this into existence. I don't want it.
Yeah, it'll be a great movie, just like the first one. But yeah, overall, like, cool. I expect more. I don't think this is it. I think they'll do more directs. I think their launch of the Switch has a longer tail than we think. But Mario specific stuff, yeah.
Speaking on the launch of the Switch, this direct did, on the other hand, nail down release dates for pretty much everything that we've been waiting on, which if they didn't do, I was throwing in the towel. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment will be out on November 6th. I had the other Metroid. It will be out on December 2nd, I believe it was. If I can find my stuff. December 4th, sorry. And then what was the other? There's 3, wasn't there? Metroid, Zelda.
Fire Emblem,
No, Fire Emblem.
No,
Yeah,
you're referencing
get the fuck out of Fire Emblem.
Pokemon.
No, Pokemon. It might have just been the 2. I'm gonna go with the 2 until I see it again here later on.
Maybe tennis, Mario Tennis.
Oh, yeah, tennis. Love tennis.
That got the date.
No, I was thinking mostly just Metroid and
Okay.
Hyrule Warriors. I've stuck myself in a hole right now. But finally have release dates. First 6 months of the Switch are now nailed down pretty well, I would say. If either one of those slipped in the next year, I think people would have a little more backlash, especially around Metroid. But that got a new trailer. Seems to be more open world. Samus has a bike now, because Tron is also coming out around the same time. We got to get those vibes. Cross marketing. Still not sold. It looks cool, but I have not touched any of the other 2 or the other 3. Like, Metroid just has been my thing. And even been watching the direct now, I'm like, this looks old. Like, this feels like I'm watching an older thing. I haven't had that new pizzazz to it.
Yeah, hopefully there is something deeper into it, but it seems like it's a Metroid game, right, at the core, which they're probably going to stick with. I doubt there's anything too crazy. But I haven't played them either. I think outside of the bike sections, the game does look good. It did look a little weird riding the bike. Like, it looked just not as visually stunning, but does that really matter? If it's a Switch handheld game, you get past it once you're playing it to a degree. But other than that, I'm excited that this is coming out this year. It's on my fantasy critic, and it kept slipping. So hopefully, in our league, we'll see. I don't know when it counts. Will it count? Who knows? I don't care. We're moving on.
It goes to the end of the year. You got time.
Yeah, we're good, right? Okay. But yeah, I have a Metroid Remastered, the first one on. I bought that years ago, so when it came out, and I did not put enough time into it, obviously. So playing Hollow Knight Silk Song and getting past the wall of the Metroidvania style stuff and being like, all right, I understand that. I can get like I get it now. I'm down for this loop. I think it'd be worth maybe going back to that for a little bit to see if Metroid 4 might grab me.
Yeah, it just sucks because like with how up in the air I am on it and how many games are still releasing this year, like managing funds and picking and choosing now, like not having Game Pass as an option, obviously, but like where do I want to put my money into for the rest of the year to find something I enjoy, hopefully. Which honestly, out of Metroid and Hyrule, like I see myself getting Hyrule Warriors first of all. Even watching that, I'm like, I'm down for another one of these games because it's been a few years since I dove into one. Like I could do with one. And then they showed another Dynasty Warriors coming out in January later on. I'm like, ah, shit, I really I got the itch.
Yeah, two options coming.
But
Yeah,
good to see.
Yeah, now with Hyrule Warriors, I've been still interested. I don't think it's something I'm gonna buy day one. I still haven't bought the first one. What I did love the about the Hyrule, when they were talking about the games share stuff, so you can. It's just they highlighted how that game share feature is going to work a little more with stuff. So it's cool to see that being featured and highlighted because it's a cool idea, but until it's fully supported in like multiple games and you're using that feature, it's just it's a thing that just sits there. But
Which, to be fair, I feel like there was a lot of that this showcase showing off game share and just that as a feature. I know that Stardew Valley, I think, was another one that had it announced with
that
it.
was.
And with
4 players.
Yeah, 4 players, and that is if you have Stardew Valley on Switch 1, Concerned Abe did come out and say it'll be a free update pretty much everywhere outside of Japan, which he called out specifically, and you can't like release anything for free digitally in Japan, so it's gonna be like the lowest possible cost it could have. I'm like, what a weird thing.
Yeah, I get how that protects people though, but also it could be it's interesting, right? Yeah, I forgot the Stardew one. That's really cool. Yeah, the Hyrule ones, like, so if one of us buys it, we could game share it together and play through it. Like players can play it on their own Switch without, even if only one person has it. And that's a cool thing. I think that is one thing for families that are really, really cool. Feature, so you don't have to be forced to buy multiple copies of the same game just to play with your 3, 5, 6-year-old, right? So cool stuff. This is Nintendo's always been in the past with online stuff, and now they're getting there.
It's them kind of finding their own niche in that aspect, I would say. Whereas like you get Xbox has Play Anywhere, PlayStation, Cloud, whatever, their mobile portal, and now Nintendo's like, hey, this is our offering to on the console end and hardware end to have people approach our stuff a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Huge shout out for me, this direct, which I didn't even think about happening until the day of, and I saw someone tweet about it. Hades 2, finally official release date, coming in 11 days on September 25th digitally, with the physical version coming out November 12th later this year. I can't wait. I'll be there day one. 2 weeks from now, that'll be all I'm talking about. It went from I forgot this is happening to oh shit, this is my most anticipated now. And I see people online being like, oh, Silksong and Hades 2 in the same month, 2025, killing it.
Dude.
Wild time.
2025 for indie games are like, it's historic just because of those two massive indies coming out right here. Yeah, no, I mean, I've been playing Hades on Steam. I got early access. It's a phenomenal game. That's not something that isn't a surprise. Shouldn't be a surprise to people. So getting it on the Switch 2 will be really cool. I am really like, I don't know, I might pick it back up for the Switch 2. I loved playing the first one on my Switch. That's where I first played it, and I was like, damn, this game's like so cool. And playing it in handheld is fantastic. So we'll see. It does have cross save, so like my save would carry over and everything, and that's another plus of that. Ooh. Which shout out to that. More things should have cross save. If you build that from the ground up, it's doable. So more studios should be pushing for that, or we should be pushing for that. So that's just a feature across the board. But because it makes me more likely to buy something. Like would I buy it if I had to restart it? Maybe. Now I'm like, well, why not? It's like I could play it both ways. So cross save is good. Anyways, can't wait for this. Can't wait to see what you say, because man, it's just more Hades, but it's awesome. You know, it's perfect.
That cross save's huge. I did not know that. So having that as an option, like knowing when it does come to my Xbox or whatever, like that'll be there. Dope. Because that was my issue with Hades. Like I never bought the first one. I played it like towards the tail end when it was in Game Pass, like the last month it was in. I was like, damn, this is great. And then it left and I was like, shit, I really want to play this, but I just never went back, I guess. I don't know. It's a weird thing. I almost liked having the yearn for it, you know?
You are, man, if this hits for you, you're in for a treat. If you just touched Hades a little bit and that got you, like, Wow. All right. Have fun with this. Yeah.
Won't see
Yeah.
me
It's only
again.
on Switch and Switch 2 and PC. It's a Switch console exclusive launch for now. And I don't know what they've said, if it's coming other places when, but I expect it to drop on Xbox and PlayStation
Yeah,
within the year.
I'm
Maybe at
looking
Game
at
Awards they do an
online,
announcement.
nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's sometime next year for sure. It's just you lose money, but man, I mean, it's gonna sell a lot on Switch. There's no way it doesn't.
Some other things announced at the Direct worth mentioning. Final Fantasy VII Remake got its release date for January 22nd, which is also the same day that will be coming to Xbox. And they also confirmed in an interview that officially the full trilogy will be coming everywhere. And from the sounds of it, launching day and date everywhere, not just on PlayStation 5, which is a huge drastic change for that launch that people have been discussing the past, 7-8 years at this point by now. Like,
expected. It was expected. The moment Square Enix said, "Yeah, we didn't make as many sales as we want." All right, it's going everywhere day and date for the third one. So I expect that to be not as soon as we think. Put more time into it. Have more people play the other games. Unless Sony says, "Here's a couple billions of dollars," and get that third one exclusive, which I would hate. I would hate.
Mister, I just sold my PlayStation.
Are you gonna play Switch? Yeah, I did.
The remake again? No, I just did. I went back to it last year on PS5 because I started it like when it came out initially, dropped it almost immediately, and I went back and pushed it out. It was okay. Pushed it out. It was okay. It didn't grab me. I don't have the nostalgia for it. I never played 7. 10 was my first Final Fantasy, so the smoke and mirrors and everything and fond memories everyone has didn't hit for me the same way. Combat didn't hit for me the same way. It felt like a lot of busy work, which has me interested kind of in the second one because that seems to be more stuff to do with it being an open world, more activities, more mini games, more side content, more just everything. So maybe get into that this year, but
yeah, I hear that. I want to. I love, like, Final Fantasy 16 was my first one, and I don't know, whenever I see it on the Xbox now, I'm just like, it's on sale. I'm like, oh man, like, what if I buy it? You know, I didn't play the DLC and it's $40 right now. I'm like, no, we can't. That's just not in the budget. And I also don't need to replay it, but there's just I have a fondness for that game and the world, and like when you're just hanging out and the music cues and everything, and like I've listened to video game music playlists and I've heard the theme of Final Fantasy VII. I've watched people play it. I'm not like blind to it. I know enough. There's just something to it that is, I look at it, I'm like, huh. So for me, I'm like, what do I buy this on? Do I go in on the Switch and say, let's just do it? Let's play Final Fantasy VII Remake on the Switch. But Xbox has Play Anywhere, and I get it on the PC, and like I want to buy a new PC and get more into that at some point once, down the line. So I'm like, I build that library up. I have more game there. But Switch, it's like holding it on the Switch too. Like I'm torn with this one. It's a $40, so it's 50. It's totally reasonable. But yeah, I'm torn between which one to get this on. And if I even do, I'm leaning more likely like I want to pick it up, and then I'm stuck which platform.
I'm curious if we'll ever reach a time where we're getting cross saves, cross progression with some stuff, like the
Cross
80s.
buy.
Not even cross buy, but just like we've reached an industry like across the board cross progression system where, especially with Xbox, the way they're going, where you already have to sign into your account to play on PlayStation. Like, if there's a thing where you could just log in on your Switch 3 or whatever on your Xbox profile and everything's there, like, that'd be dope. And it literally is Xbox Play Anywhere at that point, because it is, here's your saves literally anywhere you want to be. Probably never going to happen. That seems like a pipe dream, but
yeah, you need the middleman of the third party. So you upload your save to Square Enix, and then Square Enix lets you transfer it back and forth. But it would be awesome if, the party platform, the Nintendo, Sony, and Xbox and Steam and whatever, they were like, oh yeah, no, we totally can figure out the save transfer system, and we did. So It's like crazy to think about, but
Wishful thinking.
wishful indeed. Yeah. So we'll see what I get this on. Like I said, I think it'd be fun to just. They also made it easier to play. Like some of the updates for it, where it just like auto does everything for you. I'm like, damn. So if you get done, you can just sit and watch the combat for a little bit and just get past it, just so you get the story. I'm like, all right. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it's like you never take damage and always do like max damage every time you attack.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah. It's cool. I get it. Options, accessibility. Also, it's like them being like, all right, we know. We know it's tedious at times. We're sorry.
We respect your time. To direct ended off, as you mentioned earlier, Fire Emblem's Fortune's Weave was announced to a middling for my household, because I've never played a Fire Emblem's game. And watching this,
Same.
it seems like micromanaging to a level I don't want to deal with. I know there's a cult following for that series and people will like it next year, but kind of a rough spot to end off on, especially without any new Animal Crossing news, when they gave us Timu Pokemon Animal Crossing instead. In the weirdest,
Yeah, you don't want to be a Ditto human.
weirdest announcement of the showcase, I would say. Pokemon Pokopia is a cozy life sim farming Pokemon game starring Ditto, who transforms into a human child, while also turning into different parts of Pokemon to do moves, to cut grass, lift rocks, build rivers, essentially, just everything. It's weird. Weird anthropomorphic to the next level. Ditto weird shit online,
Yeah. I was like, I wasn't like super watching the direct. I like was skimming through, watching what I wanted to. And I was like, oh, cool. Like you can get Pokemon abilities. And I was like, oh, wait, no, you were a Ditto. Okay. I missed that completely. Made more sense if you just adopt like Kirby sucked up the Pokemon and got their abilities. But no, you're just a Ditto. That's cool. Super weird. Love it.
Weird
We'll
times.
see. I'm interested to see how much it hits. If it's good or not, if it's just like a standard one of these games,
The typical farming thing. Trailer opens up, putting a shovel into the dirt.
It looks like that's all it's gonna be. Just like average, middle of the pack. Like, oh, cool, it's Pokemon.
Yeah. That is out in 2026, filling out next year's release schedule pretty well, I would say, because that now leaves us with Duskbloods, Yoshi, Fire Emblem, new Splatoon they announced, you would assume, and Pokopia. So filling out 2026 already with some months in this year left to go. Was there anything else from this that you really got your attention at all or surprised to see?
No. 2 Point Museum's one that's like cool to see. Third party support, obviously. I know you played that. I don't know how to. Yeah, but stuff like that. EA Sports 26 SC. Sorry, I messed that up. FC 26. I know someone was in the closed beta. I don't know how much they can say yet. But yeah, that's really cool to see, and it looks like it runs really awesome. Yeah, that's it. It's just the more third-party support that gets on platforms is really cool to see. As we, more of a news story, like seems to be lacking third-party support. But when it happens, it's cool to see, because like the more you get, hopefully down the line, we get to see that and make it even harder to make decisions on what to buy and where to buy where. Yeah.
The third-party stuff too, I'm happy that a lot of it, which was my worry, I know I mentioned before, where especially for Switch, it was like, hey, here's these third-party games a year or two after they originally came out. Like a lot of these were either fairly recent or launching day and date on the console. Resident Evil 9 was in there. Will be launching day and date on Switch too, along with 7 and 8 coming up. So for now, it seems like they have a pretty steady cadence of current releases without the player base feeling like they're left behind or missing out on current titles by playing on their Switch, which I'm happy with.
Yeah, we're not there yet, but I think it's pointing in the right direction. Also, Madden's already on sale, so dude, just give me some time. I'm gonna play Madden on the Switch eventually.
Already?
Yeah, it's already on sale. It's $49. Or wait,
Wild.
70. I know. Well, no one's buying it. Come on. Like, I'm telling you. I feel like I'm playing the stock market, but it's the Madden market. It's what's the price and when do I buy for the Switch? Yeah, that's it for that. Overall, do you like? Sorry, I feel like you're about to ask something, but do you
No,
think
you're
the
fine.
direct positive, negative, overall, feeling good?
Kind of in the middle. It still didn't do quite. It did what I wanted it to do. Like, again, I said, worried about next year, worried about release dates. But I'm in a weird place where a lot of the stuff doesn't really speak to me still. It's like I'm seeing the
Yeah.
stuff, but personally, I'm like, I can skip it, which sucks. But I'm like, long run, I'll still got time to play through old games that I never got to. Like I was looking at old Switch games that I haven't bought yet, and I'm like, man, Marvel's Ultimate Alliance 3 came out. I forgot about that. Like, I played shit out of the
man.
first two. I'd love to play those. And like Pokemon Snap's there. So like there's stuff I can go back to tide me over. But with Hades 2 coming out, like none of that matters. Switch is gonna be a daily use now. It's gonna be in my car, going to work.
Dude, it's great. It's so great. I need to start pumping I can start pumping time into it again now with the release coming. Because it's like before 1.0, I was like, but like that's their final update. It's coming 1.1 coming, or 1.0 is coming soon, so I can start playing it again. So good. It's so damn good. And to take it on the Switch, man, dangerous.
On the go.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think middling for me, it's with Nintendo stuff. I feel like depending on what the direct is, no matter if it's a small scale, large scale like this, the last thing really kind of can tie a bow on a show. And for Nintendo, it is such a hard black and white hit or miss for me. And if like Fire Emblem is nothing, I forget what the last direct the end was because it had enough. I just whatever. It's cool to watch, so it is what it is. It's just so often I'm just like, oh, there's so many games in a direct that I just don't speak to me. Where is that a knock on the direct if it doesn't speak to me, or is it should be a plus because there's such a breadth of different games and whatnot, right? So overall, decent. I think it points a good direction for the Switch. You should feel good about the purchase now if you didn't already.
Yeah, for sure. That's still being used. Mine is currently still being used as a Donkey Kong Bonanza machine by my girlfriend. I will one day get it back, but she still has not beaten it. I'm watching like, come on. We took a weird left turn to like, we're not 100% completing it, but now we're going back to previous layers to 100%. Then I'm like, why are we doing this? What are you doing? Like, you got four sections left.
Oh, that's when you don't want it to be over yet. You're like, oh, well, I need to go back, actually. Actually, this is the new quest. That's great. That's
I'm
great.
going to beat it this weekend. And then 2 days later, I got 4 levels 100%. Like, sure.
It's great. That's great, though. Yeah, I'm looking forward to play that down the road.
Speaking of capping off...
Are you going to pick up that DLC?
Donkey Kong? No, $20? No, absolutely not.
Yeah, isn't that kind of ridiculous? It is a $98.98 game on the Switch right now. Or 80, whatever, 89, whatever it is. It's crazy. Like that just price tag when you see it, the game plus the DLC. Crazy. Crazy.
It's the biggest one, I would say. Now that I've seen more people talk about it, but it's the biggest one of like, this feels like it was cut from the base game. And I see like, if you went to like the level select in the original game, like DK Isle was in like the like framing of it at top already. Like it was there, but it wasn't like selectable. Like this feels kind of shitty. And more people have been playing it out.
Makes it feel a lot worse.
Yeah, $20 is wild.
Makes it. I mean, you can be like, oh yeah, it's substantial. It's like no, but if you just, unfortunate. But I haven't seen anything other than like that though, so can't speak on quality or anything.
And it's a roguelike thing. It's literally just Donkey Kong roguelike.
No, that's cool.
Weird
It's still a game then.
What?
That's why it's $20. They added a whole roguelike game.
Who'd you like these roguelike games? Like this Hades 2? Give us more money.
We put one in now.
Yeah. Love us more. We want that Game of the Year award at the end of the year. Bitches love roguelikes.
Game of the Year is going to be fun.
Again, what is it last
Like
week?
we didn't even talk. Or go.
No, what is it last week? Like, there's so many games that I would have had tied in for Game of the Year noms, and I just don't even think we're gonna make it now. Like, it's gonna be a weird. It's gonna be a wild, wild year.
Yeah, the end of the year is gonna really like great. Like yeah, Ghost Coyote still on the horizon. Is that gonna do anything? 80s fun times. What else we got?
Um, Real quick, I want to throw in here. It was in the docket, but I'm happy you brought up showcases ending on high notes or low notes with the direct, because something may be getting announced at a different showcase this month that was not part of Xbox's showcase this June. Rumor mill has been kicking up, something I probably should have thrown in last week when everyone was talking about this. But Tokyo Game Show is happening September 25th for Xbox's event showcase, featuring stuff with Ninja Gaiden 4, ROG Ally. Bethesda will co-host a merchandise booth featuring stuff from Fallout, Starfield, Doom, and Elder Scrolls. But in the mills online, in the rumor mills, people are talking, and it seems like we're getting a Forza Horizon 6 announcement at Tokyo Game Show. Set in Japan. Makes sense with the rumors of Horizon 6 being set in Japan. It's a weird time. I was really against this when I first started saying this. I'm like, damn, this is a way different change of form and something I'm used to seeing at the June showcase, like being a tentpole title for them, whether it's exclusive or not, being everywhere now. But like, that seems like something I would want on my own thing to like put on a pedestal for everyone. Then I'm like, Tokyo Game Show is a smaller thing for them. What better way to get more eyes on their product by putting it in front of the fans? It'll be representing in one of their weakest regions and be like, hey, this is our next kind of big offering. People love this shit. We got millions of players. Hop on board.
Yeah. No, I mean if the rumors of it being in Tokyo for all intents and purposes here, duh, you have to. And you already have a partnership. What a great way to like show the value of investing in that show for so long to then have this be one of the moments you get to do, right? Oh no, the American audience is asleep. Who the fuck cares, man? Like it just makes sense. If it's there, you show it off there. The Horizon 5 came out November 5th, 2021. Like it comes out November 2026. That's 5 years. That's totally understandable. They've done a lot for Horizon 5, of course, but yeah, I totally expect Fable not to have torn away a ton from a Horizon team to make a Horizon sequel impossible, right? I don't expect that. I fully expect them, instead of Motorsport, dude, they're having what's the anniversary next? Like they're gonna have a Halo, a Forza, a Gears, like that's
Fable.
what they're gonna have next year. Crazy. What was the other one? Yeah,
Fable.
Yeah, Fable. That was the other one. Like they're gonna have all 4 next year, and that is like, those are our tentpoles, everybody. Like crazy. That's what I expect.
Literally, the only downside to this now for me is like, with it not being a June release, and now that it'd probably be similar time frame next year, like September, August, having to wait a full year for it now, I'm like, that sucks. Unless they move it up to a spring release, but again, going against what they usually do, which anything happens nowadays. I would take it earlier.
Yeah, thinking about what they're trying to do with the Halo, the Gears. Gears is a fall or a spring, like a May or June. One of those. If a Halo remaster, Unreal 5, if that happens, I think that's more likely in June, and then you kick over Gears to fall as your main event with a standing next to a Fable. Makes sense. Dude, Horizon, the summer game, baby.
What?
That's exciting. I do think it is going to be announced. I think I'd be disappointed. I know that's all rumors. They've never had something like this announced, like a first party thing. Be kind of crazy, but also, it, like I said before, it does. I think it's the right thing.
Is there anything missing from Horizon that you want from 6? Gameplay wise?
Drift, like, I would say, like, I've been playing. I hopped into 5 well in the last 2 weeks just to mess around. A new location and stuff like that does do a lot. I would like to see maybe some better leaderboards and social features. Maybe that's somewhere. I don't know what that would look like. I think that could help. The map is chaotic in a Forza Horizon game, so if they can find a way to kind of maybe better direct you into paths to do the races, like the street races and the all off-road race, like that's cool. But on the map, it's just everywhere, right? And you can filter it, but it may be more career focused. Like I'm choosing to be a road racer right now, and that's like more career, more stuff where it's unique to you, as opposed to just I get in this car and I go drive, and then okay, I'm going to do this race because it popped up on the map I'm in right now, and I'm right here. So press X. Oh, it tells me to do one of these cars. Okay, I'll do this one this time, right? Like it just feels like boop, 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 I'm racing. Maybe there's a way to help the career feel a little more substantiated and have some more social features within that. No idea what that looks like.
I'll be down with it though. I see what you're kind of getting at with,
Yeah,
because in 5 it is they had like 4 different groups. Like there was the drifting, the off-road, city races. Like they have those groups, but it was so, I don't want to say afterthought, but you could easily go from one to another without any repercussions or like having to rethink what you're doing. Having those is more of a fleshed out thing where maybe it is kind of more RPG where you have to design your car more in ways to fit those roles or whatever it is.
it'd be cool to have like driving crews with like rep and such. So like, yeah, you have to like almost like a from the Lord of the Rings, the Shadow of War games, the Nemesis system in racing. Like if they can do something like that where yeah, you're beating them and then they beat you and they're like significantly better. They steal your pink slip. They got your car now. Like doing something like that, more of a dude, Need for Speed Most Wanted. Like it'd be cool if they could do a new mode, a new angle, something like that, as opposed to new location, prettier, better physics. Like probably what they're gonna do is a more expansive drift system, which they kind of already touched on, but something like that. Like the rally system had a pretty like you were then all instead of just like driving and doing such, like you had a rally person in your ear. And I was like, I didn't realize that's how rally drivers work. I didn't realize there's 2 people in the car with someone calling out what the next turn is and what the next thing is. That's so cool. So if there's a way to add some of that in, well, fuck it, boat races. Give us a boat.
Oh my God.
Give us jet skis.
No, the drifting is what came to my mind when I initially asked you, because it's obviously there, but I would like it to be, whether it's a full overhaul or reworked how it is, drifting in every racing game is just something I mentally can't put my hands behind. Like, can't figure it out, fall behind, can't do the challenges, can't do whatever. Like, a new system on that, I would appreciate, especially because I do see that being a major focus on this. With, you think, Tokyo, street races like that being a major thing, I could see it being kind of one of the first things you're thrown into this go around compared to the more open world countryside stuff they have in the previous titles.
Yeah, I would expect to have like tight street races. I think they would need a denser city area. Just one thing, the neon, like visually, that's just something you want to showcase. But I think that just feels like it'd be a huge missed opportunity.
Yeah,
Just like, oh, it's a lackluster city. All right, whatever.
which would be interesting.
Oh, here go.
Compared to 5, even, where the map is more open. It has a couple cities scattered around, but I think with Tokyo, that would be kind of the major center point, with the more open countryside stuff being lesser. Like, I feel the city taking up a major portion of the map compared to previous, and again, reworking everything kind of around that, whether it be verticality in streets or they have races just in like parking garages. I don't know. Like, there's a lot they could do with this setting change compared to previous, I feel.
Yeah. Yeah. The open world kind of barrel through anything is you got that. Like that's the same. Like they got to figure out how to do a denser city, I think. Because once you add that aspect where you can get proper street races as opposed to just flying through a little village, like that could be really cool. And there's some city stuff, but yeah, having a dense urban center would be really cool. Curveball. It's the continental United States.
Going back to the OG.
They're like, why are you announcing this in Tokyo? What?
They just picked up the crew from Ubisoft. Like, hey,
Yeah,
we're
they're like,
doing
you
this
know
correctly
what?
this time.
We waited long enough. We're gonna do it. No, I think it has. I don't know where else you put it outside of Tokyo.
It's the one. Like that's been. I remember even 3 coming out beforehand. People were like, Tokyo's got to be the next place. Then it was Europe and Mexico, and like this is the next. I'm excited. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Kyle, it's that time.
We'll see. When is Tokyo Game Show? Real quick.
25th. So same day Hades 2 is out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. If I take the day off from work and just watch both, probably.
Do it.
I won't. It's that time of the show. Our weekly Destiny check-in. Star Wars is coming. Updates are happening. Are you still happy with where Destiny is? You want to talk about it? What's going on?
I got to do a little like jingle every time. I got to make something because it's weekly at this point.
That's fine.
Yeah. No, I mean, most recent update, Ash and Iron, it was part of their new cadence. They're doing a big quote expansion update. Then they do halfway through a major update. And then the next major, or not major, expansion comes later. So we hit the major update, Ash and Iron, and they brought in the Plague Lands. That is from Rise of Iron years. We fought Siva. Siva is dead now. The Plague Lands are back in a awful activity that just doesn't feel rewarding. And the game is just, I log in. I don't know what to do. I don't care about doing anything. And that sentiment is like across the board. So, not good. Not a good spot. You hope that this is all because of we focused on a balancing for the expansion. And now like, hey, we're trying to balance because we're all focused on Star Wars down the road. That is our thing. You just hope that is going to carry the weight. And unfortunately, I think it has to. That's just unfortunately, that's just the position it is. Can't really paint it any other way. Just player numbers are off. It just doesn't feel rewarding to play. The portal is just not working. Every adjustment they make isn't working. It just is unfortunate. I want to believe that they're going to get there, but they got to just take a break. And the more pressure that rides on an expansion, like the more those failings of it, whether how good or bad it is, nothing's perfect. Like any failings it's going to have, if it has any, is going to be even more of a big thing. So it has a lot to do. I worry about that, and we'll see. But a major update came out, and I logged in and was like, all right, did the activity once and was like, I don't want to do this 4 times. It's not fun, and the loot isn't rewarding, and I don't know why I'm doing it. Why am I doing it other than to make my number go up? I'm good. I'm like for 340s. I'm fine. I don't need to hit 400. I don't need to hit 550 because what is the fucking point? So we'll see what they do. They did talk about the Star Wars stuff on Tuesday, and that looked cool. The Renegades expansion, it looked cool. The activity looked interesting. So if that stuff hits and everything, awesome. But if it's what the portal is, but I don't know. It could also miss wildly, and I am more worried. I'm more worried than not because I felt like I've been, I see what you're doing. I hear you, and I'm going to wait and see if that's what's happening. I'm like, it's not working like you said it was going to. And I just feel like that's going to happen in Renegade. So we'll see what happens. Sony has reiterated in a report like that their tentpoles are, they're not done with live service. Destiny's still there, and everyone's eagerly awaiting Marathon. So I don't think Sony is like, see you later yet, but I hope they can say, figure your shit out. Take a moment. I hope being under Sony gives them a security blanket enough, right? So they can fix it because the IP is strong. And damn, dude, maybe this is lackluster because they put in more for Renegades. Maybe that's what it is. Shitty. But who knows?
I mean, yeah, that very well could be. I think back to how many times it seems yearly Sea of Thieves has switched their update schedule to be, oh, we're doing seasonally or quarterly, or now it's every month, and like trying to find that healthy ground where it doesn't feel like stuff's being purposely taken away to find time for a bigger, newer thing later on. Looking at their post, I'm guessing Reclaim is the new mode that is in there now, correct? And then one new exotic mission in October. So is this it? Tell the Star Wars stuff? Like this is the last thing till December?
Yeah. Which, hey, from Edge of Fate, now including Ash of Iron, you're like, okay, it's front loaded with a story, a new zone, and a portal system that was all new in the expansion. That's the problem, though. It didn't land well, right? So you didn't test that. You fired all your testers. And now your system didn't work well in the community. So now you got to fix it. So I can see, like, from a rebalancing a studio, from a shifting how they do stuff year to year. I get how we get here. I could see a studio trying to figure it out and being less is coming out because they're getting a foundation, right? Whatever. How much am I assuming? A lot. I'm just making it sound like that's what they're doing because I don't know shit about it. So, and it's just whatever, right? Doesn't matter what you say. You can paint anything good or bad. Most things, not everything. You shouldn't paint everything good or bad. You can paint most things good or bad depending on it, but right now it's just hard to be like, yay about Destiny. It's just, all right, let's see. Destiny Rising makes me feel great about the IP, though. That's what's great. I don't feel like the IP is gone. I don't think, like, if Sony says Destiny 2 is done, we never get a Destiny game. I just think they're working on Destiny 3. Like, that's just where it's at. So, weird spot.
That's a good thing, too, for you now, where it is like, oh, Destiny 2 is not quite hitting. Let me pull out my phone and do this other thing and still be in the
and ecosystem. How much of that is planned? And how much of that is planned and known? It's like, hey, we know we have a mobile game coming out, and like, let's just, things weren't hitting, pull back, focus on getting the next thing right. The thing that is tied to an IP that is mega fucking huge, we have to get that right. And Bungie can. We hope. But how much of Renegades is from Pete Parsons, and how much of Renegades is under this new leadership of I forget the name. I knew it offhand, but yeah, it's under new leadership. So we'll see. We will see. But man, bad update. This has been your Destiny news. Hello and goodbye.
Pete Parsons is the one who left? Oh yeah, Justin Truman.
Justin, I kept saying like something Blackwell, and I was like, that's not right. I just
sounds more badass though.
I looked at the Call of Duty Blackwell thing, and it's just stuck in my head.
Be more like Call of Duty, Destiny. Don't do that.
We tried. Actually, they are doing that with the skins. Anyways, yeah.
It's been again the past couple weeks talking about it, like starting off on such a great high and seeing the hopes and wishes and where the game could be going, and to see it all kind of like slowly get pulled back and go in a downward spiral has been interesting. Like, I obviously don't wish this game to fail, but like how the community perception can be changed so fast from lack of updates, lack of content, whatever they're doing. Like, it's a sketchy place to be. And especially again, looking where, hey, we're doing Destiny, but still Marathon's coming. Like, how do you balance that, and what lessons are they learning to hopefully help that next year?
Also, the mode they talked about in Renegades sounded like an extraction mode. Ooh. You go into the Lawless Frontier and you have to call an extraction. It just sounded like a morphed extraction. So, like, cool. You guys are working on 2 extraction game / modes. So
we heard you liked our beta. We're going to give you another one, but secretly call it Star Wars.
We're going to cancel Marathon and put it into Destiny because all the art was stolen. So we're just going to put the Destiny art on it. Man, like, it could have just been a Destiny like extraction game. Hey, we found a planet. It's gravity. It's tidal locked. We can't get in. It's like we only have one entry point. Only boom, and it's like cool, separate game.
I asked that when we were doing the beta. I was like, would it have been better to just like these nameless kind of unknown characters just swap them out for Destiny skins and make it a game mode in Destiny? Like solves all the issues.
Well, some of them, but yeah,
Most.
Yeah. I mean, man, that'd be wild if they changed course like that, but I doubt they would make it in the Destiny universe all of a sudden.
They're like,
interesting.
hey.
A lot of question marks. Yeah. Just when the marketing beats don't hit reality, you're like, oh, all right. And that's just where we're at. You can only say stuff nicely so many times. And when it doesn't happen, you're stuck. So you can only hope for the best and see. But I don't even know. Well, actually, no. Renegades comes out before the end of the year. I was gonna say I don't know if we get much stuff even before the end of the year, but we'll know. We should have a good bearing of what's going on by the end of the year. So never mind.
Yeah, December 2nd.
Bungie train keeps rolling. They don't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Nuh-uh. Can't stop, won't stop. What are you playing?
Who's who playing? Me playing?
Well, I was trying to
Bungie
segue.
playing.
It wasn't really good though, huh?
No, it was too good. I'm like, are we still talking about Bungie? What am I playing, Kyle? I'll give you a break here. I need to right my wrongs from last week. We talked about not being in love with games, trying to recapture that poll. When in the background, I was already kind of there with something that I wasn't sure was going to fully stick, but now I'm like 3 weeks in on my journey. Let me tell you about Dave, the motherfucking diver, Kyle, which I think you've tried. You played it once, if I remember right.
Yeah, I played it when it first got added to PS Plus not years ago, but last year sometime. Yeah, I played about 3, 4, 5 hours, maybe less.
I was trying to remember. I was like, I think I saw you streaming like back when we started this, but whatever. What a game. I did not realize this came out originally in 2023, 2024 on PlayStation. And now in 2025, as always, I'm getting to it late, as I usually do with games that I fall in love with. Looking at you, Dredge, which also ties in later. But God, what a game. Dave the Diver is excels at so many things that I feel like I need or look for with games I'm playing, whether it be consistent checklists of activities, whether it be consistent upgrade paths and visually seeing what I need to be working towards, something we hit huge on in Grounded as we play. A masterclass at humor and just literally throwing any dart at the wall to see what sticks, and even if it doesn't quite hit, we're going to add it into the game anyways. And just it's got like the Yakuza minigame syndrome in it, where every time you boot it up and it's like, hey, new content's added, and it just calls it new content, and it's some new minigame where you're doing a rhythm dance game at a K-pop concert, or this one you're doing a Flappy Bird thing, or this one you have a little Tamagotchi fish thing on your phone that you got to check it on daily and feed and pet and grow into different things. And oh, what's that? You don't like the one sushi bar you're working at? We're going to add a second branch you can open to micromanage and hire staff and bring in shipments of fish and ingredients. And it just so many different things at once that have hooked me. Out of space though, Dave the Diver, you are Dave. You are in a magical watering hole, essentially a blue hole or something, where every fish in the ocean, no matter what ocean it's a part of, all appear in this one spot. So you hang out with some friends, open up a sushi bar. There's optionless limits, you know. You want some fish from the Atlantic, Pacific, whatever, they're all there. Procedurally generated map. Every time you dive down, it is kind of the Persona day cycle where you have 2 daytime sections, a morning and an afternoon, where you can dive down, hunt for fish, take photographs for people, upgrade weapons, go on a main quest to find mermaid-like sea people and help out with their worries, or go fight Godzilla, hang out with Godzilla, play as Godzilla. He's there. Why? Who knows? Run a farm with ingredients, You have a fish breeding farm you can manage, and literally almost too much. And when I was starting, I'm like, damn, there is too much variety, too much stuff that's being thrown at me. But as you grow and get better and upgrade, and oh, I have enough to pay someone to work at my farm now, so I don't need to check it every day. And oh, I have enough for someone to manage my side business, so I don't have to worry about it anymore. It takes kind of the overwhelming odds throwing at you and condenses it down so where you can focus and be, cool, I just want to do side quests. Cool, this time there is a shrimp party happening on the island, so I'm going to spend my all day just going hunting for shrimp to get the most income back in the evening when we open up the sushi bar at night. The way it narrows down your choice for you naturally while making every part of the experience feel like you're growing and upgrading and consistently making progress is so addicting for me. And every night I'm on, and even if I just do a day, I'm doing a day cycle. Cool, tonight I'm gonna get on. I know this event's happening in 2 days. I need to go do this thing for the fish people, or I need to go capture this special fish Pokemon thing for this lady to put in a magazine. Like, it's just a constant steamroll of do this, do this, do this, do this. But if you miss it, it'll be there next week in game. You're not locked out of anything. So it's go at your own pace, focus on what you want to focus on, and just like that consistent serotonin hint that I think I needed. And I'm nearing the end, which sucks. But I could see it. I could see it coming.
Yeah. That's awesome. I'm glad it's sitting. As you're describing that, I think you should pick, and especially now that you're near the end, look at discounting on Switch. I think it's on other stuff too.
Yeah.
But it's that day cycle, which I said it has more than just one thing. But you like, I do. Well, you wake up. You go to bed at night and you wake up at 6 a.m. and that's where I turn it off. I like turn the switch off. So every time I open it up, it's 6 a.m. I walk out of my house and I have stuff to do. I know I have to go. I'm like, oh, it's Monday. What's her name? I think it's Deborah has the fish on sticks on sale there. So I have to restock. I've been out all week. They sold out like on Wednesday. I've been waiting, So I already have like a list, which I legit have to do in the game. I'm pretty sure it's Monday when I open it up. And I can go buy these fish sticks. Because when you sell 50 of them, you get a perk point to then buy the crates for cheaper, get more product in each crate, stuff like that. So there's a little game in that as well. But yeah, what you're describing is you're doing such through things. You go do this, then you have to go do this. And you're like, oh yeah, I gotta go do this now. That's totally discounting. There is a humor to it. I think it is more serious though. There's like a mystery going on, and like there's something going on in the town, and like there's Monopoly or something. So there's that regard, but it doesn't take itself too serious. But yeah, as you're talking, I'm like, man, that's kind of the loop in discounting, and that's what keeps me coming back, and is what keeps me from it as well at times where I'm like, I don't want to do that right now. Like, hey, I have too much to do. I don't want to open the game and do stuff. Like, I already have task list.
It's that's why I said last week, like, it's something I need to look into, because especially with this now, I'm like, maybe it is just how games are. We want to be this open world adventure, limitless opportunities to do whatever you want. I'm like, to me, that's daunting now. Like, that sounds like hundreds of hours I need to put into it for my experience to mean something again. Whereas this, some people you say, oh, it's these checklists and do this, fuck these, upgrade this. But like, for me, it's kind of a thing to put me on course and stay focused on the thing instead of, oh, I'm going to turn my game on, start watching TikToks or do this other thing. Like, it's handholdy, but not in a way to push you through the game. It's handholdy in a way to keep your attention and consistently introducing new things and new things to learn. And it's just brilliant at what it does and how it does it. Like, I'm more shocked every time I play than anything. And it goes to, I got my first day of the Dredge DLC, which again, love Dredge, can't wait. And just the way they handle that IP, you would think it goes back to the Balatro I mentioned the last time, where it's literally just Dredge is put in the game, where this side-scrolling 2D art gets turned to at night, where a top down, you're controlling your ship like you do in Dredge. You're going to these shipwrecks and dredging for the exact same items in Dredge, the upgrade parts, the rings, the old boots. And then you go to a diving spot and it goes to the normal Dave gameplay, collecting fish from Dredge to take back to your sushi place to feed the cult members from Dredge who are now coming in on certain nights for these aberrated fish and Cthulhu worshippers. And like, it's such a great blend at respecting its own thing, but also, hey, here's this other cool game we appreciate and want to work with. And they did it with Balatro, and there's some artist, I don't even, her name is like MXT Moon or something, who's like a pop star who was in the game, and she'll come to your bar every couple nights a week and have like a mini concert while you're serving to make people happy. And just like the weird combination of so many things that are just, it works so well together. And still, I haven't even bought, I forgot it existed, but they have a whole Yakuza DLC expansion that isn't free like the rest of these, that I think is normally $7, but it's on sale for like $3.50 now. So buying that immediately when it's out, obviously, because it's turns it into a 2D brawler where you're playing as Ichiban from Yakuza 7, and it's just so many gameplay styles that just work so well.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's crazy.
I love it. Again, anything
Sidebar,
with Dredge.
I'm like, why is Dredge? Sidebar, I was gonna say, why is Dredge everywhere? They're making a movie, my guy. Duh. They're putting that property as many places as they can to get as many, like, oh, I know what the, oh, Dredge, okay. And then when they pop up this movie coming up soon,
it's
I
almost
forgot
like
they're doing that.
unexpected ones. Like, again, 2 Point, like, doesn't make sense, but it works. It works super well. Dave the Diver kind of makes sense, but it works super well, and they just make it into its own mini game.
Yeah. And it's like still core to what Dredge is, so you're not like, you know what Dredge is from playing 2 Point or playing Dave the Diver, and then you see the movie and you're like, well, I gotta go play the game now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No, it's literally, when you're doing the dredging for stuff, it brings up the exact same mini game where you're like jumping the arrows between two different circles to dodge and like wait for it to get pulled up. Like, it feels like they just ripped input into the game.
I gotta play Dredge. I see it on Game Pass, and I'm like, man, I gotta download that and give it a try. You talk about it enough, and it's everywhere, so it's working.
Yeah,
hitting me.
It follows that same thing of, hey, this is your daily thing. Are you gonna work to pay this off? Are you gonna work to get this thing for the strange merchant in the lighthouse? Are you gonna just focus on exploring? Like, it's that same loop that hits for us now, I guess.
Yeah, in a way. That's cool. I don't know, we'll see.
That's my time with Dave the Diver to end us off here. Again, September 14th, 2025. We'll be back next week. Probably more Dave the Diver. I have no idea. Don't know what's going on this week. I don't think anything major. Again, it's now a calm before the storm before Hades 2 comes out, and that consumes my life. So we'll see.
Fair, yeah. More Silk Song.
More Silk Song. Have you still been working through? Haven't given up?
Oh yeah, I got it on Switch now. So much fun. Great time. Love it. Connected. It is. I feel it.
It's got its hooks.
Yeah, it does. So, like, what took me 6-7 hours on the first time, it's taking me 2 hours. And then I've done stuff I haven't. And I was like, oh, okay, we got momentum. So it just feels nice too. It just feels nice. Just boop, 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 boop. I don't know. It looks great. I'm having so much fun. It's a great game.
Love that.
We'll see. I really am like a handheld. I'm having a lot of fun. So we'll see when my hyperfixation gets lost. But I'm having a fun time with it.
Side note, I need to ask. I opened up my Xbox app. Playing Assassin's Creed?
Oh shit, yeah.
What'd that come about?
Ubi. Well, it's so well, I want Assassin's Creed game. I miss it.
Okay. You like it?
I've been waiting. Remember, I said I was gonna do it where I would get Ubisoft Play for a month and hop into some of these Ubisoft games I've missed. Shadows, Outlaws, and there's one other one that I wanted to try. Oh, Avatar for Pandora. That one's just I want to hop in and run around and be like, cool. All right, I'm out.
I'm blue.
But Shadows, yeah, I'm like what 5 hours in, I think. Dude, it's got the sauce. It's got the sauce. Well, there's a scene where I clipped it out. When you get it's quiet and you're sneaking up on people, and then the cutscene starts and this music comes in, and it's like I don't know even what genre it is, but it is not just it's not aesthetic it's not set at the time period. It's like a hippie hoppy. I don't know how to describe it. It's a great time. I'm having fun with it. It looks stunning as well. The game is beautiful. Like, wow. They really like wind. Yeah, I want to see how long it grabs me. There's some interesting things of it. I remember you talking about the Naoi, whatever.
Yeah.
I had it right, then I doubted myself. About the voice acting, totally. There's lines that don't feel like they were recorded in concession. It's like, go say this now and say this. It's very like, were you there with everyone or
No
or
emotion.
such?
We're gonna cut it in.
Yeah, very much. So I don't know what that's about, but other than that, just there's a lot of hiccups with AC games of the past. Like I've had Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla. Like I've tried them all. Only be Origins. Barely got into Valhalla because there's just so much. This one, I'm like, oh, there's something different about it, right? So we'll see. Beautiful though.
I had to ask. I saw it a couple times. Like, what if this is something we're sticking with? Good to hear.
Yeah, no, it's had to get something different. There's like we're in a lull period. I mean, Silk Song, but Destiny's shit. I need something to do now.
I'm back to Fortnite.
So finally. Oh no, I'm good.
We got
I'm good.
Power
I'm gonna go
Rangers.
play my story game, Assassin's Creed. Have a great time with it.
Okay.
Honestly, having a great time with it.
Till next week. If you're watching this on Spotify, YouTube, wherever throughout the week, leave us a like, comment, follow, share us around, leave a comment, let us know what you're playing. Let me know your Dave the Diver thoughts if I'm missing anything. I'm all in, all on board. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. Till then, happy gaming. Be good to each other. And ignore the outside world, my guy. It's a wild time. Find happiness in games.
Yeah.
Bye.